Welcome back. We're going to start to explore the Photos app. We've decided to divide this topic into two parts. Part one is going to be the organization, which is this video, and then the second part has to do with editing. Let's get started and look at the different topics. There are quite a few you can see. We're going to start with the organization, how you find your way around the Photos app, and then we're going to move on to albums, how they're organized, how you create one, how you delete one. But before we move from this image, I'd like you to look at that red arrow up there at the top of the image on the left, and it's pointing to a box. It has two parts to it, and under the red arrow it says Access Menu. That's the icon you tap in order to get your menu to appear or to close out the menu. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so here I have tapped on that blue box and my menu has appeared on the left. If I wanted to close the menu, I would tap on that blue box again and the menu would disappear. But let's look at a little more detail at this particular menu. You'll see it's on the left, and besides the box that turns it on and turns it off, there's also the word edit. I want you to make sure that you know that does not mean to edit the photos. That has to do with deleting albums. Across the top, you'll see ways that you can narrow your search through searching by years, months, days, or if you want to go through all 1,000 of your folders, you can do that. You can scroll through them also. And then there's something called aspect, and then select, and then three dots. And anytime you see three dots, that means you have more choices. Aspect refers to choosing the shape of the image that you're looking at, and selecting images allows you to select the image that you either want to edit or you want to share with someone or put in an album. Now let's look specifically at the left-hand column. You see at the top it says Photos, and under it it says Library. Your library is where all your photos are. Under the word Library, it says For You. These are little slideshows that Apple puts together based on a topic or a place or a date, and they're just kind of fun to look at. Then you see People. It's a category where all the people you have taken pictures of, they're grouped together, places, etc. And then Utilities, where you can go to your imports or you can look for your recently deleted. When you delete a picture, it stays around for about 30 days in this recently deleted section. So you don't have to worry that if you make a mistake, you can't rectify it fairly quickly. Then under that, starting with media types, are all your albums. And you see media types, shared albums, my albums, and we'll look again at those in detail in just a few minutes. Now, one of the really cool aspects of Photos app is that you can search. And again, I'm on the left-hand column under the category Photos, and where the red arrow is pointing, it says Search. And when I tap on that, a search window will show up. The second red arrow is pointing to it. And I can type in a topic: dogs, ocean, snow. I could also type in person's name. And if I've been tagging people, that will work. And what happens is the software very quickly goes through and pulls up all the pictures. So you see that I've typed in dogs. And there are a few pictures of dogs there, but then if you notice it says See All, and I would tap that if I wanted to see the 87 pictures of dogs I have. So again, it's a way to narrow your search, and it's very handy, especially as you accumulate more and more photos. So let's look at the other ways you can narrow your search. So if you know that you took a picture in 2017, you can click on year and then click on 2017, and those pictures will come up. Or if you're sure you know what month and what year, you can also click on month. So if you look here, I've clicked on month and I see it's the month of September, and I have some pictures from Great Pond, from home, from Harpswell, and from Bowdenham. And so I would click on them and I would find what I was looking for. I can narrow it even more by doing days. And in this case, we're looking at where I was on September 7th. I know that all those pictures were taken at Great Pond. And if I need a bigger picture, then I'm going to click on all photos. And that will show me all the photos I have, or it will show me all the photos I have in a particular month or a particular day or a particular year. So that's another way that you can narrow your search. You will see the word aspect or square, the shape of the image. Now, I don't use this very much, but you might find it helpful. Aspect, when it's in aspect mode, the pictures are rectangular shape, and when you tap on the word so that a square appears, then they can appear in as a square. However, when you actually select the picture and you see the full size, they are the same shape. Whether your picture that you're going to share or print is a square or rectangle really depends on the setting you used when you took the picture. Now, we mentioned the three dots, which always means more choices. And so when I tap on the three dots, this drop-down menu comes up. Zoom in, zoom out, filters. I can show the map where I was when I took the picture, etc. So another way to be sorting through pictures and to be looking at them. Zooming means exactly what it says. It zooms in on a particular part of the picture and you can move it around. Now, another icon that you will see when you select a picture is the eye in a circle. That means it will give you information about the image. And that eye shows up in all your Apple devices and in many locations. It always means more information. So you can see here I can add a caption. It tells me when I took the picture, February 1st, 2018 at 10:31 p.m. It tells you what camera I was using. And to the point that I was using the front camera. It shows the map where I was. It also gives me the option to tag people. And this is how that works. So you've got a picture with a bunch of people in it. You've got to be able to see their faces. You tap the information icon, and down in the left-hand corner, you'll see little circles with the faces of people that you can identify. When you tap on the specific circle, then you get the menu, and down at the bottom it says tag with a name. So you would tap there and then follow the directions. And that's pretty straightforward. Now, another icon you will see when you have selected a picture is the share image, or the share icon. It's a square with the arrow pointing up. And again, you will see this on all your Apple devices, and it always means this is a way to do something else with your picture, whether it be share with someone, email, etc. And when you tap that, you get this kind of screen. And you can see, you can send it in messages, texting, you can mail it, you can put it in your notes. And if you were scroll, you see where it says copy photo. If you were to scroll there, you'd see that's where you'd go to print your picture, where you'd go to duplicate it, etc. So it's good to know what is available in the share icon. If you've never tapped that, I'd suggest you do, and you scroll through it so you see your options. Now, let's move on to albums. 3 types of albums: media, my albums, and new albums. My albums also includes shared albums. But my albums means albums I've put together. Media types are put together by the Apple software, and you don't have any control over there. But you do see a list. All the videos are in an album, all the selfies, all the portraits, all the burst pictures. That's, again, another nice way to be able to find a picture fairly quickly. If you know that you're looking for a panorama, you go to media types, click on or tap on panoramas, and that's what you'll see. Much better than going through 500 or 1,000 pictures. Now, the next section is my albums, albums I've created. And at the bottom of that whole list, it says new album. And notice that it is in blue, which means that it's a live link. So let's see what happens when I tap on it. Let's suppose that we're sitting around your kitchen table, and I'm going to show you how to create a new album. So I'm going to tap on new album in blue. And what will happen first is this little dialog box will pop up right in the middle of my screen. You see it says new album, enter a name for the album. So I need to type in a name. I'm going to do that. I'm going to call it Demo ABC. And after I do that, I need to tap Save. If I don't tap Save, I will have done this work for nothing. Once I tap Save, what appears are all my pictures. And so I need to scroll through them and decide which ones I want. And what happens when I tap the picture just once, a little blue circle with a white check mark appears. That means I've selected that to go in this new album. If I change my mind, I simply tap on the picture again and it deselects it. Now, again, it's important at the end to tap Done, because if I don't tap Done, there'll be no album. And when I go to my albums, I see that I have my new album, Demo ABC. I can still add more pictures. You see there's a plus sign. If I want to add some more pictures, I just tap on it and I can continue to build that album. Now, sometimes you're at a wedding or a family party or some kind of business event and you want to share an album. You're the one who's been responsible for taking pictures, so you want to create a shared album. Well, let's look at how you do that. Once again, you're going to go to the albums, and in this case, you're going to scroll down to shared albums and you're going to tap on all shared albums. And when you do, the albums you've shared will pop up, but you will also see there's a plus sign. The red arrow is pointing to it. So you are going to tap on that plus sign. And when you do, you're going to get these little dialog box again. So the first thing is, of course, you need to name it. And then you're going to need to tap Next. So in this case, I've named it Friends, and I'm going to tap on Next. The next dialog box appears, asks me for the emails of people I want to share that album with. So again, I'm going to type in the emails. Going back to contacts, if my contacts are up to date, if I start to type in their name, the email will appear. But if I don't have them in my contacts, then I have to type in the whole email. Once I have those names in there, I'm going to tap Create. A new screen will appear. You see that the new album is there. Now it's time to add the images. So I'm going to tap on that new album. When I do, I will see that it's empty, but I've got that plus sign, so I'm going to tap on the plus sign, and then I can go ahead and choose the pictures I want. Remember, I'm looking for the blue circle with the white check mark to indicate that it's selected. If I want to deselect it, I just tap on it again. And finally, don't forget to tap Done, because if you don't tap Done, your album will not be created. And then lastly, a dialog box will appear where you can write a message to the people you're emailing this album to, and when you're ready, you tap Post, and it will be sent off via email. So once you try it, may seem like there are multiple steps, and there are, but once you get used to it, it becomes kind of second nature. Now, what if you have an album you want to delete? Well, do you remember back at the very beginning, we looked at the menu across the Photos app, and the word Edit was there? Well, you want to tap Edit, and when you do, these red circles will appear next to each album. And you simply tap the one you want to delete, and then a red box will appear. You can see it there in the lower image, and you tap the delete, and that album will be gone from your Photos app. So as we end this presentation, I just want to remind you of a couple ideas that I'd like you to take away with you. There are multiple ways to access your images, and it takes a bit of practice to get used to it. And sometimes Apple changes that process when they do a major upgrade or update to the iOS system. I encourage you to play around with the various features so you feel comfortable with them. Now, this is very important. If you delete an image from your library, it will also delete it from your albums. So it's not like the picture is in two different places. It's merely a facsimile that's in the album. And so that is not a storage place. Those albums are not storage places for your pictures. The library is where you delete pictures, and if you delete it in your library, then it deletes it everywhere. Using the media type album really helps you locate images you want. And remember that you can use the search window to look for specific people or specific topics. And again, it makes it much easier for searching and looking for the picture that you want. Again, especially as you accumulate lots of pictures. So this has been Jill again saying goodbye for my colleagues Ed and Chris. We hope you have found this video helpful. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to email us at ed@boomertechadventures.com. That address is also in the pamphlet, and one of us will get back to you and answer your question. And also, please visit our website, BoomerTechAdventures.com, or you might check us out on YouTube, where we also have a channel, and we're also on Facebook. Bye for now, and I will see you in the Photos app Part 2, where we're going to talk about the really neat things you can do with editing.